There is a jar of solid white oil sitting in your pantry or your bathroom cabinet right now, the kind that turns soft the moment the room warms up. Most people use a spoonful for cooking and never think to open the jar for anything else. But coconut oil is one of the most versatile beauty and wellness tools you will ever own, and almost nobody alive today uses it the way their grandmother did. The beauty industry has spent decades selling you a dozen separate little jars and tubes for problems your grandmother solved with one simple jar from the kitchen. They do not want you noticing that several of their most expensive products list the exact same base ingredients found in plain coconut oil. Today, we are counting down 18 coconut oil health benefits that the beauty and wellness industry hopes you never find. And number 1 is the one that could replace an entire shelf of skincare products with something that costs about 10 cents an application. Let's get into it. Number 18, lip balm replacement. Your grandmother never bought a tube of lip balm for $2 or $3 when chapped lips showed up every winter. Dab a small amount of coconut oil onto the lips whenever they feel dry, letting it melt in from the warmth of your fingertip. The natural fats in coconut oil sit on the surface of the skin and help lock moisture in, which is exactly what most lip balms are designed to do. Name brand lip balm tubes cost $2 to $4 and run out within a few weeks of regular use. She called it her winter jar, and one container lasted her family the entire season. Number 17, cuticle and nail oil. Dry, cracked cuticles were never something your grandmother paid a salon to fix. Rub a small dab of coconut oil into each cuticle and nail bed before bed, massaging it in gently for a minute. The fats in coconut oil soften the hardened skin around the nail, making cuticles easier to manage and less prone to cracking. Specialty cuticle oil pens cost $6 to $9 for a tiny bottle. Our grandmothers understood that the same jar in the kitchen could double as a beauty counter staple. Number 16, eye makeup remover. Stubborn, waterproof mascara was never something your grandmother scrubbed off with a harsh chemical wipe. Apply a small amount of coconut oil to a cotton pad and gently wipe over closed eyes, letting the oil dissolve the makeup before rinsing with warm water. The oil breaks down the waxy bonds in waterproof makeup formulas far more gently than many commercial removers. Makeup remover wipes cost $6 to $8 for a pack that disappears within a month. She did not need a specialty wipe to take her makeup off at the end of a long day. Number 15, shaving cream alternative. A can of shaving cream was never a non-negotiable purchase in your grandmother's bathroom. Apply a thin layer of coconut oil to damp skin before shaving, letting the razor glide smoothly across the surface. The natural fats create a slick barrier between the blade and the skin, which can reduce nicks and irritation. Shaving cream cans cost $5 to $7 and run out every couple of months. Before shaving cream cans existed, your grandmother had already found her own smooth solution. Number 14. Deep hair conditioning mask. Dry, brittle hair ends were never something your grandmother paid $40 at a salon to repair. Warm a tablespoon of coconut oil between your palms and work it through dry hair from mid-length to ends, leaving it in for 30 minutes to an hour before shampooing it out. The fats coat each strand and may help reduce moisture loss during washing, leaving hair feeling softer afterward. Deep conditioning hair masks at the store cost $10 to $20 for a single jar. She called it her hair treatment, and she did it every week without ever stepping into a salon. Number 13, frizz control on dry ends. Frizzy flyaway hair on a humid day was never something your grandmother fixed with an $8 styling serum. Rub a tiny amount of coconut oil between your fingertips and smooth it lightly over the dry ends of your hair, avoiding the roots so hair does not look greasy. The light coating helps tame frizz and adds a natural shine without weighing the hair down when used sparingly. Anti-frizz serums cost $7 to $12 a small bottle. Our grandparents understood that a tiny dab from the kitchen jar could finish a hairstyle just as well. Number 12, body scrub base. A rough, dry patch of skin on the elbows or knees was never a reason for your grandmother to buy a fancy exfoliating scrub. Mix 2 tablespoons of coconut oil with 1 tablespoon of sugar to create a simple scrub, then massage it gently over rough skin in the shower before rinsing clean. The sugar grains buff away dead skin while the oil leaves the area moisturized afterward. Store-bought body scrubs cost $12 to $18 a jar for a similar combination. She kept a small jar of her own scrub by the tub, mixed fresh whenever she needed it. Number 11. Massage oil for stretch marks and scars. Stretch marks and healing scars were never something your grandmother treated with a specialty $50 oil. Massage a small amount of coconut oil into the skin over the area daily, working it in gently for a few minutes each time. Regular massage combined with a moisturizing oil may help keep the skin supple while it heals or settles over time. Specialty scar and stretch mark oils cost $25 to $50 a small bottle. She did not need an expensive label to keep her skin cared for through every stage of life. Number 10. Cracked heel and dry foot balm. Cracked, rough heels in the winter were never something your grandmother covered up instead of treating. Rub a generous amount of coconut oil onto clean feet before bed, then pull on a pair of cotton socks to lock the moisture in overnight. The fats soften thickened, dry skin on the heels while the socks trap the moisture against the skin through the night. Foot cream and balm products cost $8 to $14 a tube. Before specialty foot creams existed, your grandmother had already found her own overnight fix. Number 9. Eyebrow and lash conditioning. Sparse, dry eyebrows and lashes were never something your grandmother treated with a $50 growth serum. Use a clean mascara wand or a cotton swab to apply a tiny amount of coconut oil along the eyebrows and lash line before bed each night. The fats help condition the hair and the surrounding skin, which can leave brows looking healthier and more groomed over time. Brow and lash conditioning serums cost $20 to $50 a small bottle. She called it her overnight brow treatment, and she never paid those prices for healthy-looking brows. Before we get to the top 8, if you are finding these forgotten remedies useful, hit subscribe right now. I post forgotten home remedies and money-saving beauty secrets that your grandmother used before every little jar came with an expensive label attached. Most people watching this right now have not subscribed yet. Change that so you do not miss what is coming. Back to the list. Number 8, wood cutting board and furniture conditioner. A dry, dull wooden cutting board was never something your grandmother replaced before its time. Rub a small amount of coconut oil into the wood with a clean cloth, let it absorb for a few minutes, then wipe away the excess. The oil conditions the wood fibers and helps prevent cracking, restoring some of the natural shine in the process. Specialty wood conditioning oils cost $9 to $14 a bottle. Our grandmothers understood that the same jar feeding the family could also keep the kitchen furniture looking cared for. Number 7. Squeaky hinge lubricant. A squeaky cabinet hinge or stiff drawer track was never an excuse to call a handyman. Rub a small amount of coconut oil directly onto the hinge or track with a cloth or cotton swab, working it into the moving parts. The oil lubricates metal surfaces just as effectively as many commercial sprays for small household fixes. Lubricant sprays cost $6 to $9 a can for a similar basic function. She kept her jar handy for the kitchen as much as for the squeaky pantry door. Number 6. Leather conditioner for shoes and bags. Dry, cracking leather shoes or handbags were never something your grandmother let ruin a good pair before its time. Rub a small amount of coconut oil into the leather with a soft cloth, let it sit for a few minutes, then buff with a clean cloth. The fats help condition the leather and restore some flexibility to material that has dried out over time. Leather conditioning creams cost $10 to $15 a small tin. Before leather conditioning creams existed, your grandmother had already kept her good shoes looking cared for. Number 5. Oil pulling for fresher breath. Some people swish a tablespoon of coconut oil around the mouth for 10 to 15 minutes before spitting it out, a practice sometimes called oil pulling, which is occasionally used to support oral freshness alongside regular brushing and flossing. The evidence behind oil pulling is still limited, and it should never replace brushing, flossing, or regular dental visits. Specialty oral rinse products marketed for similar freshness claims cost $8 to $12 a bottle. She kept it simple and never treated it as a substitute for seeing her dentist regularly. Number 4. Soothing rinse for dry, flaky skin patches. Dry, flaky patches of skin on the arms or legs in winter were never something your grandmother ignored until they cracked. Massage a small amount of coconut oil into the dry area after a shower while the skin is still slightly damp, which helps the oil seal moisture in. For any skin condition that is diagnosed painful or not improving, seeing a doctor is always the better first step. Specialty moisturizing creams for dry skin cost $12 to $20 a tube. She did not need a medicated label to keep ordinary dry skin comfortable. Number 3, massage oil for sore muscles. Sore, tired muscles after a long day were never something your grandmother paid for a spa visit to address. Warm a small amount of coconut oil between the palms and massage it into sore areas for several minutes using firm, slow strokes. The oil allows the hands to glide smoothly over the skin, which makes the massage itself more comfortable and effective. Massage oils at specialty stores cost $15 to $25 a bottle. Our grandparents understood that the kitchen jar could double as the spa jar when it needed to. Number 2, coffee and coconut oil body scrub. Dull, dry-looking skin on the arms and legs was never something your grandmother covered up with self-tanner. Mix 2 tablespoons of coconut oil with 2 tablespoons of used coffee grounds and massage the mixture over damp skin in circular motions before rinsing clean. The combination buffs away dead skin while leaving a temporary smoothing, moisturized appearance. Specialty coffee scrubs sold online cost $18 to $28 a jar for nearly the same 2 ingredients. She made a fresh batch from her morning coffee grounds and never spent a cent extra. And here is number 1. Everything on this list so far has solved one small beauty task at a time. A chapped lip here, a dry heel there. This last one is different because it is the reason coconut oil belongs in your routine every single day instead of sitting forgotten in the cabinet. The skincare industry sells separate moisturizers for the face, separate lotions for the body, separate treatments for dry patches, and separate balms for sensitive areas, and a full shelf of those products can easily cost $80 to $150 before a single jar runs out. Your grandmother solved nearly all of it with one jar. Apply a thin layer of coconut oil to clean, slightly damp skin after a shower on the face, the body, or anywhere that feels dry, letting it absorb for a few minutes before dressing. A study published in the journal Dermatitis compared virgin coconut oil directly against mineral oil as a moisturizer for mild to moderate dry skin and found that coconut oil performed just as well, with some measures showing an even greater improvement in skin hydration. The natural fatty acids in coconut oil, including a compound called lauric acid, help reinforce the skin's outer barrier, which is the layer responsible for holding moisture in and keeping irritants out. This single jar essentially does the job that several specialty moisturizers are individually priced to do. Think about what that means. An entire industry sells separate jars for the face, the body, the heels, and the cuticles, all built around fatty acids your grandmother already had in one container under the sink. They do not want you noticing that a $10 jar of coconut oil could realistically replace several of the products lined up on the same shelf. Your grandmother never needed 8 different jars to feel cared for. She had one jar, she used it everywhere it made sense, and she never paid a markup for the privilege. 18 uses, 1 jar of coconut oil, about 10 cents an application, and a wisdom that never needed a marketing budget to prove itself. Which one of these are you going to try first? Drop it in the comments right now because I read every single one. And if your grandmother used coconut oil for something I did not cover in this video, share it. This community holds knowledge that cannot be found in any book, and every tip shared here keeps something alive that deserves to be remembered. If this video helped you, hit subscribe. I post forgotten home remedies and household secrets that save real money every single week.